Hello, friends. When Joseph Stalin emerged victorious from the power struggle, he didn't just sit back and enjoy the throne, he cemented himself into it. Stalin wasn't content with simply leading the Soviet Union. No, he wanted total, uncontested dominance. And to achieve that, he had one simple rule. If you were a threat, you were gone. Let me paint the picture for you. By the late 1920s, Stalin had already outmaneuvered Trotsky and his former allies Kamenev and Zinoviev. But he wasn't about to let any loose ends dangle. Oh no. Instead, he went on a purge rampage that would make czarist crackdowns look like pillow fights. First, he turned against the remaining old Bolsheviks, the people who had once fought alongside Lenin. You'd think there'd be some revolutionary camaraderie there. Nope. Stalin wasn't about sentimentality. By the early 1930s, he accused them of counter-revolutionary activities, sabotage, and, get this, spying for capitalist powers. Many of Lenin's closest comrades were either executed or exiled, their reputations smeared in show trials that were more scripted than a bad soap opera. And Stalin didn't stop with his direct rivals. Oh no, he went full Orwellian. He targeted anyone who so much as frowned in his direction. Military officers, party members, intellectuals, and peasants alike were branded as enemies of the state. The Great Purge, as it came to be known, saw millions imprisoned, exiled, or executed. Now, Stalin didn't just use brute force. He was also a master of psychological warfare. He rewrote the official narrative of the revolution, removing rival names from history books. Trotsky, once a central figure, was now a ghost, erased from official photographs and documents. It was as if he had never existed. Stalin, meanwhile, plastered his own image everywhere, creating a cult of personality so powerful that people genuinely believed he was their savior, even as their neighbors mysteriously vanished overnight. But Stalin didn't stop at erasing the past. He also wanted to control the future. Through strict censorship and propaganda, he turned the media into his personal megaphone. Newspapers, radio broadcasts, and films were flooded with praise for the great leader. Children grew up believing Stalin was their protector, while anyone who dared to criticize him was quickly labeled a traitor. And let's not forget the secret police, the ever-faithful NKVD, formerly the Cheka. They were Stalin's shadow army, watching, listening, and ensuring that fear remained constant. If someone in your village was taken away at 2 a.m., you didn't ask why. You just kept your head down and hoped the knock wouldn't come for you next. By the mid-1930s, Stalin was untouchable. The opposition was wiped out, the people were terrified into submission, and his face was everywhere, in schools, factories, and homes. Even history itself was bent to his will. He wasn't just the leader of the Soviet Union. He was the father of the people, the guardian of communism, and the man who held the future of the revolution in his iron grip. But while Stalin's consolidation of power was brutal, it was only the beginning of his grand plan. With no rivals left, he turned his gaze toward remodeling the entire Soviet economy. Up next, we'll dive into Stalin's first five-year plan, his ambitious, ruthless, and devastating push for rapid industrialization and forced collectivization. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for the farmers.